Feeling ourselves sitting, rooting down into the earth. And let's just start to focus on our breathing. Allowing all distractions and things coming up to fall away. And for the rest of this hour, let's just go ahead and give ourselves permission to be fully present, to be here now. The hard part's already over. Getting here was definitely the hard part. But we did it, we made it. So good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, depending on when and where you're tuning in from. My name is Bruce. Absolute pleasure to be hosting you. Go ahead and just keep focusing on your breathing. Just kind of allow these words to wash over you. If you're comfortable, you can have your eyes closed or open. It's really whatever's clever. Just so long as your spine is nice and straight. It's no accident that we have arrived here. It's not a coincidence. Welcome to the art of breathing. And surely some people saw the art of breathing and said, I know how to breathe. I'm not going to that. And that's all well and good. But just like so many things in school that are not taught, whether it's balancing and checking book, really breathing should be one of the first things that we're teaching our young, because it's not something that's taught. So it's super gratifying that you're here. And then we can really dive into our own experience by opening up our airways together. Opening up into energy, into sensing energy. And really that just comes from being present. And it really, truly helps to be present by just focusing on the breathing. Feeling the air rising as you breathe in as deep as you can. And then gently relaxing and letting that go and watching the air leaving. For the rest of the whole hour, we literally could do nothing else but just sit here and watch the air coming in and watching as the air leaves. And being the observer of this process, which is happening automatically. Of course, we're going to actually do some more things than just this. But by stepping into breathing, a subconscious pattern, behavior, process, we step into the subconscious itself. We allow these things, these unseen places within ourselves to become seen. Paying attention is a skill. And so really, that's all we're really doing here. Paying attention to our breathing. And this in turn is, we're practicing presence. Something that is sorely lacking these days. As people swipe from one thing to the next, let's come back to our original programming, our original architecture as outlined by the chakras, coming back to our original blueprints. So this is the first of many offerings, and rightfully so, it begins with the art of breathing. Because we need to know how to breathe properly, fully. Into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And perhaps you're watching this and this is the only time we ever meet, and that is great. But perhaps you feel stirred after today's hour. You feel something awakening and alive in you. This is actually the beginning of my offering, my course. And just to let you know that from the gate, this is the foundation for beginning to work with energy. So if something is stirred in you by the end of this process, maybe we can talk about the next steps and what it means to explore the energy through the lenses of the chakras. So if something is stirred in you by the end of this course, then perhaps we can look into what's next. But if nothing else, hopefully you'll learn to be a little bit more present and to learn how to breathe just a little bit deeper. So with that, we'll begin by closing our eyes and sitting up nice and tall and filling up our belly, our ribs, and our chest. Fill up all the way. And let it go. And just focusing on our breathing and how it feels to be gifted the breath of life. We'll begin by imagining a rose right out in front of you. Whatever color it is, it's big and bright, full, and it smells beautiful. Just imagine that rose about 1 arm length away. Like if you were to reach out, you could just grab it right in front of you, just in front of your heart. Picture it, see it. And now, leave your awareness on this rose and add a new one right behind you, the same distance away. See it, smell it, sense it. It's very beautiful. 1 rose in front of you and 1 behind. Keep your awareness on these roses. And let's add 1 to your left. Imagine about 1 arm length away, there's a rose, just about your heart height. And 1 to your right. See, sense, smell a rose in front of you, behind you, to your left and to your right. They cross in your heart center, if they were connected by invisible lines. Now there's a rose above you as well, about 1 arm's distance away. And finally, there's a rose underneath you. Imagine, see, sense, smell all these roses you're surrounded by. We've just created a sphere all around us. At our heart center is the very center of this sphere. We'll open with a small blessing to the consciousness of the universe, to all angels and archangels, ascended masters, spirit guides, spirit animals, spirit helpers, and to all of our ancestors. May this transmission be open and clear channel so that knowledge may become wisdom, information transfers into our heart center, a true knowing, a gnosis. More than just the words that are related here. May the experiences and light codes be open for download. Whether you're listening to this in the present moment, being recorded, or as a recording, let's open up this energy to the group space, saying hello to all current students, all past students and all future students. Just kind of smiling and waving and saying hello to everyone present in this energy bubble we've created. We're inside of our own bubble. We're sovereign in our own energy. It is your own and no one else's. And I'll tune some frequencies and tune us into this transmission from Source through light and love and codes. Let's take 3 slow, deep, purposeful breaths and just sit in the silence. Notice, feel. Beautiful. Now, let's go ahead and just open up with a little bit of movement. So you can place your hands on your knees, and as you inhale, allow the chin to reach up and your heart opens in front of you as you fill up all the way. And when you exhale, chin to chest, just allow your spine, your heart to open behind you. Inhale all the way as your chin reaches forward. And exhale, just gentle movement here, chin to chest, squeeze it out. Setting the pattern and just listening to the air. Following your breath. This is all we're doing here today. Following the air. Allowing for any kind of movement that happens, whether it's a sneeze or a cough, a burp, a fart, whatever comes out, let it out. This is energy moving. We honor that. And if I hear a burp, a sneeze, a fart, I will celebrate with you. As we know that energy is moving, releasing, like little knots being untied because we're doing this work. All right, so if you have the space, let's come on over to our hands and knees and just begin to stretch out our spine a little bit more. You can either leave your toes flat or tuck them under if you want a little toe stretch. Really spread those hands nice and wide for our support, really pressing the finger pads into the earth. We'll do some cat-cows or tiger asana, Viagra. So inhale, chin reaches up, tail lifts up, drop the belly. Exhale, chin to chest, tail tucks in, squeeze it out. This is the cycle. Allow the air to move you as we begin to stretch out these spaces. Maybe some sighing or fluttering of lips wants to happen. I'm just allowing for what wants to be there. Then we'll meet at a neutral tabletop. We'll take a big inhale here to the middle. And on the exhale, plant the toes to the right. We look over to the right. The tail swings over to the right as we squeeze all the air out. Inhale to the middle. And exhale to the left. We'll just go back and forth. The inhale brings you to the middle. And exhale to the side. Couple more. One more time to each side, feeling the side that's open, feeling the side that's squeezing. Both at the same time. Excellent. So let's come on down to a child's pose for just a moment to really stretch out our knees. You walk your hands forward and you place your third eye, your forehead onto the earth. This is an excellent opportunity to let go of any busy or stagnant or stuck energy. You just ask Pachamama, Mother Earth, to take it. She will digest and recycle this energy. So some deep breaths here. Feel your belly expanding, pressing against your thighs. One more. All the way in, all the way out. And then coming up, we walk our hands toward closer to ourselves. Now, ideally, when we're doing breath work, we find ourselves in Vajrasana, just like this. There's an energetic connection that happens from the heels to the sit bones, and then this also allows us, our whole breathing apparatus, to be wide open as we sit here. But for most people, this is very uncomfortable. It's possible to put a cushion underneath the legs, perhaps even in between, maybe even both, if you're working on getting into Vajrasana. But if not, no worries. So whatever position you choose to be in, maybe it's cross-legged, either one is fine, just so long as we have a nice and straight spine. So our spine is nice and tall, whatever position we're in. So we did a little bit of movement, just to feel it to the body, and this is very much an introductory offering here. So if this was a full session, I would do a lot more movement and just to open up the different airways in different ways through asana, which is what yoga is all about. Yoga means union, not exercise. And so we connect. Our union is with the body and the breath. And then other connections come from there, from consciousness. But we'll get into more of that in a little bit. So for now, through the rest of our time here together, we're going to break down the breathing apparatus here into 3 sections. First, we're going to focus on the belly and allow the full belly expansion and contraction. So this has a lot of amazing benefits. It really activates and stimulates the first and second chakras, which are located in the roots and just underneath the belly button. So it's actually a pretty good height for where that is compared to me. But in doing so, we're actually doing a lot of really wonderful things physically by squeezing out consciously. It's almost like we're done doing the dishes and we have a dirty dish rag and we're squeezing out all that stale, stagnant water or air or energy as we're doing these practices. So we'll keep it light and we'll kind of keep it at that. But we'll first work on the belly and do some breathing practices with the belly. And then we'll do the ribs. We'll work on expanding this section. And then we'll do the upper section and really work on expanding both sides. And then we'll put all 3 together. And that's really all we're doing here today. And we'll follow that up with some Q&A at the end, just to ask any questions and get any answers, whatever that may be. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and tune in. We're doing a sideways view for you so you can really see the movement. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, it's like a string is attached to your tailbone and it goes through the crown of your head. It's just lifting you up. So a lot of the way your weight is sat on your skeletal structure and not slouching over, which compresses the musculature and the skeletal structure. So we just want to make sure we're relaxed here, sitting up nice and tall. And if you've never done this kind of work before, it can be helpful to place your hand on your belly, not to push against it, but to just be a guide or a monitor so that you can see how much your belly is moving or isn't moving. So whether your hand is relaxed on your lap or you're placed on your belly, we just begin to fill up the belly as much as we can get. And then squeeze it out. And this is just a nice and gentle way to begin opening up this bottom section. So just tuning into the feeling of the breathing. We are gently but persistently bringing our mind back to the sensation of air coming in and air going out. Nice and slow and easy. We're really focusing on 100% filling the belly and 100% squeezing it out. So stay with the feeling, the sensation, the speed, and just allow these words to wash over you as you focus on the feeling. So our belly is not actually being filled up here. It's our diaphragm, kind of this balloon that splits our chest in half. There's like a balloon here, it's very flexible. And the bottom of the lungs sit in the top of the diaphragm. So when we fill up the bottom part of our lungs, it really pushes all of our organs out. So filling up all the way and squeezing out all the way really has this cleansing effect. It's really thorough. Very energizing. It's very good for the glands. So whether that's the glands associated with the first chakra, the testes or ovaries, or the second chakra with the kidneys and the fluid, the adrenals. We'll just go for another 10 seconds or so. Just relax and breathe and feel all the way in, all the way out. Now, just kind of let that go. Let go of controlling any of the breathing. Allow that to just come back to neutral or normal. We're not controlling anything, and just feel, notice whatever there is to notice. Now, we'll take this into the next level, if you will. And we're going to begin to do the skull shining. Kabbalah Bhati is what it's called in yogic terms. But really what it is we fill up the belly all the way and we squeeze it out all the way. And we'll do this a number of rounds. And you really find your own speed. Some people have practiced this and you might be a little bit faster. Some people have never practiced this. I want you to really focus on filling up all the way and squeezing out all the way. You can really just allow that belly to be relaxed and open, like a naked baby on the beach. And stay with this. We'll pick it up the speed in just a moment. Let me tell you about the practice at the end of this. We're going to do this we'll start with, say, 54 times. But ideally, we get up to 108 rounds on our daily practice. And we're able to relax into that. It's not forceful, but we do feel that work is happening. This is pranayama, energy control, energy work. And so we'll just do a number of rounds. At the end of those rounds, I will signal us. But what we'll do is we'll take in a full, complete breath in the belly and the ribs of the chest after doing this, breathing a bunch. So after doing this a bunch, what we'll do is we'll breathe in all the way. We'll fill up all the way. And we'll squeeze out all the way. First one through the mouth. punching over, squeezing out all the air. We'll do that 4 total. 2. And then on this 4th one here, we're going to fill up all the way. So the belly, the ribs, the chest. And once we're full, we kind of lock at the chest and the neck, and then we relax everything, and we hold the breath for as long as we comfortably can. We're not holding on to our breath like this, like holding on for dear life. We don't want that. We want the shoulders to relax as we hold the breath, and we just gently hold. If you have Mula Bandha in your practice, we apply it here, but if not, we'll go into that at another time. So you just hold and relax as long as you comfortably can. And then once it is your time, we'll release that. Watch all the air leave, and then squeeze the last bits out by pumping here. Again, if you have Mula Bandha or Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha in your practice, we apply those. If not, don't worry about those. We'll get into that in another session. But squeeze all the air out, and then we lock and we hold empty. We find the vacuum inside of us. We feel that. Then we stay with that for as long as we comfortably can. And then we breathe in naturally and just watch when it is your time only. Don't force anything, but your body will tell you, okay, it's time to breathe. And once that happens, then you breathe in through the nose and feel the air spiraling up from the roots all the way up to the crown and out, and we'll just take a few deep breaths together. So those are the instructions. I will repeat them, so don't worry about what was what in what order. We'll go through it together. So first things first, the belly breathing, okay? So again, find your own speed. You don't have to follow me or match my pace, whatever it is for you. What's most important is that it's 100% into the belly and 100% out, just as important as all the way in. So find your speed. Either use your hand there or no, don't. It's totally up to you. We set the 100% in, 100% out. Then we begin to speed it up. If you have Mula Bandha in your practice, perhaps on the exhale applying Mula Bandha. Find your speed. 100% in, 100% out. Do not sacrifice quality for quantity. Again, honoring any burps or sneezes or anything that happens here, any wiggles that want to happen, allow those. Stay with it, you're doing great. Ten more seconds. Excellent. Let it go. Breathe all the way in, the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And then out through the mouth. Pump it out. All the way in for 2. Again for 3. Now on this one, we'll fill up all the way. And we'll lock and hold all the way at the top. Applying the bandhas, if that's in your practice, fill it up and then relax. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, the chin, relax everything, and just observe. Be here. Notice. Feel. Relax. When it is your time, and only when it's your time, just gently let it go. Watching the air leave. And then when you're almost empty, we squeeze the last bits out by squeezing those belly muscles. And we lock and we hold empty. Kind of look down with your chin, and we just lock, and we just feel this vacuum inside of you. Pay attention to that vacuum. Rest your awareness right there. and hold for as long as is comfortable. And when it is your time, you let go of the locks, looking up a little bit gently, and just follow the air as it spirals into the pelvic bowl, past the navel, the solar plexus, the heart as you keep breathing in, the throat, the third eye, and out through the crown. So just take a few breaths and observe, notice, feel. Beautiful. This whole experience, this whole hour, anytime we do breath work or yoga, we are playful, childlike scientists. We're curious. We're just playing around. We're seeing what happens when we do this thing. And then tomorrow when we do this thing, we see if it's any different. So let's invite a little bit of more movement in. Maybe kick your legs out in front, and windshield wipers side to side. Give them a little bounce, a shake. Let's be gentle here, especially if we're sitting in Vajrasana. Just being gentle and wiggling around a little bit. Our legs have been compressed, so let's inhale. We'll find a forward fold as we lift up all the way. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Keep the back straight. Grab a hold of the toes or the shins or the knees or whatever is accessible. And just wiggle and breathe deeply. Noticing what there is to feel. One more deep breath right here. Excellent. We'll return to facing forward. Maybe we can do a little butterfly action. We'll start to open up those hips a little bit. Sitting up nice and straight and tall, we just allow this fluttering to happen. Maybe even focusing on the ball and joint of the hips and feeling that as it's wiggling up and down. Just focus on what you feel. Beautiful. Let's come back into our breathing position. So finding a cross-legged or Vajrasana, whatever is comfortable for you. And let's just take a moment here and focus on some energetics. So sitting up nice and tall wherever you're at, and you breathe in, imagine that you have roots digging down into the earth like a tree. And on the inhale, imagine red energy coming up to your tailbone, through the roots, filling up a red ball at your tailbone. When you exhale, allow the ball to dim and just allow that energy to flow back down through the roots. Inhale, pulling energy up. Exhaling, letting it sink back down. We'll just do a few more breaths like this. Just focus and feel. Now imagine an orange ball just behind your navel. Swadhisthana chakra. When you breathe in, imagine the roots energy is coming up. It's orange, and it comes up into this orange ball just behind your belly button. When you exhale, allow that orange energy to sink back through the roots down into Mother Earth for recycling. Stay with the visualization, the sensations. Gently yet persistently bring our minds back to what we are doing. The mind is a tool. It is not in control. You, your soul, you are in control. So focus on the feeling of the breathing, the colors. Beautiful. And we let that go. And we'll move up to the midsection. So the belly breathing we just did, which is really good, we can let go of that. We're not doing that anymore. So for a help, if it helps you to put your arms on your ribs, this could be an excellent way to show you what is moving. So as you breathe in only to the ribs, you see this expansion that is happening on my ribs. And then on the exhale, you can actually gently squeeze if you feel like it. It's not necessary. But it's like a bellows. Like we're stoking a fire as we're breathing in, squeezing out. So really, you want to allow those ribs to expand and contract. Very good. So hands, whether they're there or not, see if you can allow your back to open up too. The back of the ribs. Nice and slow and full. This one's usually challenging for people, especially if you've never done it before. Maybe a lot more so for some men, as we've held on to our emotions and been told we're not supposed to have them or to express them. The ribs are attached to the sternum via cartilage. And if we're not breathing in this way or using these muscles, then that cartilage, the sternum is very stiff and hard, and the cartilage from the ribs attaching them is also becomes stiff and hard. Keep breathing into the ribs, expanding 100% out. Allow these words to wash over you as I describe what's happening. As we're stimulating the third chakra and the solar plexus, the fourth in the heart. Breathing into your heart. Allowing your chest to expand in front and behind and to the sides. We begin to bring plasticity, movement into the ribs where they connect to the sternum. Especially if we're driving all day or sitting at computers and hunched over, this stiffness, this stuckness becomes embedded. Just by breathing into the ribs, we begin to undo this. We begin to open up our natural breathing. We'll do a couple more. Fully in, fully out. One more. Relax your hands, relax your efforts. Breathe normal, natural. Don't control the breathing. Just notice what you feel. Any energy, any tingling, lightheadedness, any heat, any pain. Any spots that are kind of like sticky. And we're just noticing, we're not judging. We're just observing. And if there are any sticky or stuck or tense points, this is like ice in our body. These are from stuck emotions or traumas we've experienced. We held on in our body in this spot to protect ourselves. And as we breathe deeply, the mind is like sunshine. We begin to shine our light onto these little stuck points, these tense points, these sticky points, whatever they are, wherever they are. Shining the bright sunshine of your mind onto these icy, stuck, sticky points. We begin to melt this ice. Through awareness, through compassion for ourselves, through love of ourselves. We keep our awareness on these sensations. We're breathing in extra oxygen. We're breathing in extra prana we're not used to getting. This melts the ice, turning it into water. And if we keep with this practice, breathing, observing, this water turns into steam, to energy. Begins to open up your energy channels, the knots loosen. Very good. Let's continue on to our next section, and that will make sure whether you use your hands on your ribs or not, it's totally up to you. If you find it helpful, please do. Or not, you don't need them, and you just relax. Totally up to you. But we're going to find a speed that is the maximum speed which feels good. In that, we are going 100% in and 100% out. We're not sacrificing quality for quantity. We're going to go faster again. We're going to find a little bit of work. As a side note, we're not finding pain. If we find pain, we've gone too far. I should have mentioned this at the very beginning. We find discomfort. Discomfort is a good thing because that finds that we're finding the edge. We're reaching our edge and we're playing in that zone. And then tomorrow when we come back and we find our edge again, we might notice that's a little bit further. Or maybe it's a little bit less. We don't have as much room. But over time, you will, I promise, notice that your edge goes further and further out. But we don't go into pain. If we've gone into pain, whether we're moving in one direction or we're breathing a certain way, if we've come into pain, we've gone too far. And we're working too hard. And we don't want that because that'll set us back. We'll be going forward one step and backward two. We want to be going forward 2 steps, and then sometimes for integration we do take a step backward, and that is perfectly okay. And that is actually where we want to be. So we find discomfort, and we cultivate discomfort by doing this work, right? So this is work, this is effort we're putting in, but we're also keeping our mind focused on what we're doing and how it feels. We're graciously yet persistently coming back with the mind, because the mind is very good at distracting us, about keeping you in something else so you don't have to feel this discomfort. But we're really applying ourselves and our effort, our willpower, the third chakra, into focusing on what we're feeling, and we'll melt that ice quicker than you know it, especially if you keep this practice up. Anyway, thank you for this tangent. We're coming back to the ribs. So we'll go through this practice where we fill up 100% in, 100% out. Find your speed. We'll go for a minute or so, and then we'll do the 4 breaths all the way in and out and lock and hold at the end. So tune in, feel. Find that bellows. 100% in, 100% out. About halfway there, stay with it. Notice your fatigue or discomfort, stay with it. We'll go for 3 more breaths. Relax the hands, relax the arms, breathe all the way in, the belly, the ribs, the chest, fill up all the way. All the way out. That's 1. We'll go for 4. There's 2. In for 3. Now we'll fill up all the way, lock and hold at the top, and relax. Fill up, fill up, fill up. Allow the shoulders to relax, the face relaxes. We apply the bandhas if that's in your practice, and just relax and feel. Notice any lightheadedness, any tingling. Focus on what you feel. Stay for as long as is comfortable for you. And when it is your time, you look up gently to undo the lock and watch as the air leaves. When it's almost empty, you squeeze the last bits out by squeezing the belly. Lock and hold at the bottom. Pull up with this section. Look down a little bit so you can lock in and find that vacuum inside of you. Find where it is. Stay empty. Feel. And when it is your time, you look up gently, undo your locks, breathe in, and notice as the air fills the pelvic bowl, the belly button, solar plexus to the heart, the throat, the third eye, and out into the universe. So watch the air naturally flows in and out. Beautiful. We can grab a hold of our knees once again. Inhale the chest forward. Exhale, chin to chest, as we just invite some gentle movement, whatever comes here. Noticing how maybe this is different from when we first started, how it feels. Just allow for any organic movement to come. Maybe you want to sway side to side or find some swirls, whatever feels nice here. We've kind of been sitting in one position, so play around. And breathe, which is really all we're doing. Just breathing. Excellent. Very good. So, we've worked on the belly, we've worked on the ribs. We're going to let both of those go for the time being, and we're going to work just in this upper section. All right, so one thing that's really important with this section is to really breathe into the back as well. So you really want to, when you breathe in, you really want to fill up the back as well as the front. So in general, when we breathe day to day, when we're just talking, we're only using about 10% of our breathing capacity. It all is about right here. This is general. I'm talking to you, you're listening, talking back. It's very shallow. We use very little of our breathing in general. So our emphasis is also on breathing into the back here. If I was there with you right now, I'd put, maybe if you're comfortable, I'd put both hands kind of like this so you can really breathe into the back of my back hand. All right, so since that's not the case, we'll just have to do it on our own. So we'll just breathe into just the upper section. You'll notice your shoulders naturally lift up. We're not lifting our shoulders. We're not using any musculature to do that. The air naturally does so when we breathe into just the chest. 100% into the chest, into the back. Nice and slow to begin. This is super good for the fourth chakra, opening up the thymus gland, thyroid gland for the fifth chakra. And all this extra oxygenation and prana really opens up the third eye as well as we're fluidically moving things along. This really opens up for the cerebrospinal fluid to really come through up and around and out into the third eye. So nice and slow, 100% in, 100% out. Couple more. Let that go, relax, feel, let your breathing return to normal, natural, and just be here, just for a few normal breaths. Feel, observe. Beautiful. Now we'll move into the energy practice here of breathing into our shoulders. And if you want, we breathe into the chest. And then on the way out, like a bellows, we kind of drop those shoulders. And again, like a bellows, it's like squeezing the air out. What's important is that we breathe all the way into just the chest, 100% in, all the way out. The speed is not important. We find the speed that works for you. And again, at the very end, we'll go through our 4 exhales and inhales to the full system, holding and locking. But for now, let's just fill up the chest and the back in a speed that is comfortable for you. Halfway there. Keep it up. Allowing for any energy moving, burping, coughing, wiggling. About 10 more seconds. Three more. Now breathe in through the nose, the belly, the ribs, the chest, all the way in. Out through the mouth, squeeze it out. There's 1, let's go for 4. There's 2. All right, fill up all the way, sip up, get more at the last top, lock, hold, relax. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck, relax the chin. Notice any tingling, lightheadedness. Feel. Stay for as long as feels normal for you. And when it's your time, let go by looking up and just watch the air leave. Follow it. When you're almost empty, squeeze the last bits out by pumping out through the belly. Lock, hold, relax. Feel the vacuum. When it's your time, look up gently, undo your locks. Breathing in, feel the energy spiraling up. And spiraling back down as you exhale. Take a few breaths, feel, notice. Beautiful. Let's bring some energetic awareness into this, some pranic activation. So, take your thumb and press it into the opposite palm. Just kind of give your palm a gentle massage. Still breathing nice and deep. Switch hands. We're waking up this hand chakra. The body is fully oxygenated. We've been breathing deeply. Now let's cultivate some energy. You press your hands together and just start to rub. Going fast. Feel the heat. And once you feel that heat, pull your hands apart. Focus on the center of your palms. Maybe close your eyes and just breathe and feel. Notice what's there. Any heat, any tingling, maybe it feels like a ball there, maybe it feels like magnets and your hands are being pulled together. Just notice with playful curiosity what you notice. This is your energy. This is prana. This is chi. Let's go for one more. Rub your hands together vigorously, feeling good. When you get that heat going, then just allow those palms to gently kind of bounce apart, like magnets pushing against each other. Maybe close your eyes and breathe and just really focus on what you're feeling, not really doing anything, just feel, be. Now relaxing completely, we're no longer controlling the breathing. We're just noticing how you feel. Noticing how it's different from the beginning when we started. Typically, I would go through the Mahat Yoga Pranayama. Maha means great, where we do the belly, the ribs, and the chest. We go through the full section. And I encourage you to do so after this. Or, even better, would be to take this practice that we learned here together and do this every single day. It can be done in 5 to 15 minutes. It's super good in the morning. If you're after lunch, and it's about an hour after lunch or so, you let your food digest, you're getting that afternoon slump, you're tired, do a little bit of breathing and you'll reactivate your body, your energy, maybe feeling tingling and pulsing and energy moving through will get you through the rest of your day. This is pranayama, energy control. And this is also the foundation of my offering, my course that I do, this pranic mastery, pranic alchemy course about learning to feel energy. So if this is all that you take from this, is learning how to breathe more centrally, and every time you think of it, come back to this full breath. And for the rest of your life, just come back to deeply breathing. Be like, oh, I don't know, I wasn't breathing, so come back. Did you forget to breathe? And maybe that's all that we do. That's all that we see of each other. And that is wonderful. But maybe you're being called to something a little bit bigger and you're curious. You felt tingling and you're like, what is this? What can I do with it? Maybe you're curious about these shapes. And my course is all offering and designing around sharing about the chakras and using pranic healing elements to feel this energy. We learn intellectually about the chakras, what they do, what they're made of, their shapes, their energy flavors, their elements. We tune into those, and we use pranic elements to match the intelligence, so our intuition and our intellect come together to manifest more. So there's a lot more to this reality than what we've been given. So this is an invitation if you'd like to continue on and learn more about these practices, then I'm open for questions or anything that is arising for you. But I'd like to just take a moment and thank you for joining me. And we'll close down this practice, we'll seal this ball, and then we'll do a question and answer after this. So let's go ahead and close our eyes one more time, sitting up nice and tall, allowing the breath to return to its normal, natural in and out flow. And then visualize once more this rose that's right in front of you. It's beautiful, it smells wonderful, it's bright. Now picture this second rose behind you. Keep both roses in your vision. There's one to your left and one to your right. 4 roses about your heart level, arm's distance away. Add a rose above you and one below. Feel, notice, sense, observe all 6 roses, creating a sphere all around us. Now just imagine that those roses all start coming together to meet at the center of the heart. This orb starts getting smaller as we integrate. All 6 roses become 1 rose at the center of your heart. As we absorb this transmission, this energy and light codes, as we thank the intelligence of the universe, all angels and archangels, ascended masters, spirit guides, spirit helpers, spirit animals, and all of our ancestors for all the healing energy and transmission, to be in our highest vibration that is available to us in the moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for joining, for taking the time to be in presence. May this will absolutely rocket ship you into the future. I have no doubt. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to connect with you. Thank you so much. Namaste.